The manhole cover didn't just move, it groaned. I watched the rusted iron disc slide an inch to the left, revealing a sliver of the midnight sky. A snout, blackened pebbles like wet leather, pushed into the gap. The mother wasn't just sniffing. She was tasting the air, her lungs pulling in the scent of gunpowder and old sweat. She knew I was cornered. That was her first mistake. With a scream of shearing metal, she flung the lid aside. It hit the forest floor with a heavy thud. Her silhouette blocked out the moon, a mass of silver-flecked fur and elongated limbs that looked like a nightmare stretched over a human frame. She didn't jump. She spoke. Her voice was a wet, clicking rasp that sounded like a throat full of gravel. "Little bird in a cage," she hissed. "You think the tools of a dead man will save you? We are the blood. We are the moon. You are just marrow." The flash-bang protocol. I didn't answer. I reached into the green locker and pulled the pin on a M84 stun grenade, a relic from '94, but the seal was still tight. I waited. 1, Mississippi. 2. I lobbed it straight up, aiming for the lip of the manhole where her glowing amber eyes were widest. I slammed my back against the concrete wall, shut my eyes tight, and clamped my palms over my ears. Boom. The cellar didn't just shake. It roared. Even through my eyelids, the light was a searing, white-hot needle. Above, the mother let out a sound I'll never forget, a high-pitched, harmonic shriek of pure sensory agony. To a werewolf, whose eyes are built to drink in the dimmest starlight, that flashbang was like having a supernova go off in her retinas. I didn't wait for the smoke to clear. I lunged for the center of the room, shouldering the heavy compound crossbow. She was sprawling on the edge of the hole, blinded, her massive paws clawing at her face. Her fur was standing on end, singed by the heat of the blast. She was vulnerable, her pale underbelly exposed as she thrashed in confusion. I didn't aim for the heart. I aimed for the throat. Thrum snap. The tension on the pulley disappeared. The silver-plated broadhead didn't just pierce, it hissed. The moment the tarnished silver touched her skin, a smell like burning hair and ozone filled the cellar. The mother didn't howl this time. She choked. The silver was a poison, a metaphysical rejection of her very nature. She tumbled backward, away from the hole, her heavy body crashing through the underbrush like a fallen tree. I scrambled up the ladder, the crossbow already cocked for a second shot. I emerged into the clearing, the red flare in the cellar below casting a hellish glow up through the manhole. The mother was 20 feet away, twitching in the dirt. The silver bolt was buried deep, the wound around it bubbling with a black, oily discharge. She looked smaller now, less like a goddess of the hunt, and more like a dying animal. I heard the others, the siblings, circling in the tree line. Their eyes were flickering, uncertain. They had seen the apex fall. They had seen the prey bite back. I reached into the tactical vest and pulled out the second flashbang. I didn't pull the pin. I just held it up, the moonlight glinting off the metal. "Who's next?" I shouted, my voice steady for the first time in my life. The woods went dead silent. The shadows began to melt back into the deep timber. They weren't hunting an orphan anymore. They were staring at a new kind of monster.